Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this narration of the book A Brood of Two, taken from Reddit with the author's approval. If you're new to the series, there is a link down below for the playlist. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 13. Interlude, Gunboat Diplomacy. Admiral Beckett sighed as he looked out the viewport. They were using his own weapons against him. The Third Frontier Fleet was forced to hang back from the planet Oyster and the Alcazar fleet in orbit in front of the world. These fleets' main armaments, high-powered coil guns, would devastate the planet if they missed or penetrated the Alcazar ships. It would escalate the border skirmish into a full-blown war. Worse still, the Kalar Imperium and the Alcazar civilization could approach the USO for military aid, claiming that the humans committed war crimes. The fact that this just an outpost would almost certainly be left out of the report. Then, there was the fact that there were several soldier Confederate civilians' imprisonment on the camp. The situation was beyond tenuous. He'd give anything to change it for the better. It began a few years ago. Pirate raids on human ships and colonies, patrol boats impounding ships on claims of smuggling, just as intergalactic trade began to take off. Constant posturing and bullying. The Kalar Imperium was trying to cow humanity into submission. Humanity was new to the galactic stage, but, unfortunately for them, far from new to space. Confederation colonies were not particularly numerous, but they were dense. Automated industries, advanced infrastructure, plentiful defensive installations, aggressive third parties were dealt with swiftly and with gusto. In fact, their actions had only improved humanity's sense of unity. The Alcazar wouldn't back down, however. Next came privateer actions and even minor fleet engagements. The situation kept escalating, all without drawing the ire of the USO. Humanity wouldn't complain, however. They were not a member yet. The Galar representatives were probably involved in delaying the Solar Confederation membership status. The Imperium had not declared war yet, thankfully. The exact reason was anyone's guess, but it was clear that the apprehensive avowed it militarily. Maybe it was humanity's vaunted reputation as Death Wielders. Beckett wondered when that lie would fall through. Human cybernetics were well disguised, but many had already found out the humans used them. It was only a matter of time before they figured out the astonishing physical feats were only due to synthetic bits. His eye twitched as a new message was pinged directly into his brain. Beckett felt the cable of his neural jack in his neck strain ever so slightly as his head drooped down a little. Yet another demand from the Alcazar to leave. No mention of returning the captives. Beckett was given the authority to make important political decisions due to attempt, but, as best he could, to not start an open war. They were not making this easy. Admiral, several have been detected near the gas giant Case 5. Unknown configurations, the ships behind reported. Beckett turned away from the railing, the viewport screens deactivated, shrouding the room in a dull glow of orange lighting fixtures. "Thank you, McKenna," he replied as he turned to the command chair and the center of the ring of consoles in the circular room. The other two crewmates present remained quiet with their eyes closed, their minds sifting through fresh data delivered directly to the brains through their implants. "We estimate the vessels are refueling their FTL drives. It is unknown how they arrived undetected. Cloaking technology is suspected." "But then they'd have to be sitting cloaked for nearly a week in the system. If that's the case, why show their hand now?" "Admiral," Commandant Lou piped up, his eyes opening from his digitally induced trance. "Might be a bit of a long shot, but they could have used some kind of warpless FTL. It would explain how they just showed up without any tachyon burst signature." "Unlikely, but possible. Let's put that up on the back burner for now. Set the fleet to readiness level 3. McKenna, do we have any visuals on the new ships?"
"Yes, Admiral. Badging the feed now."
Images flitted through Beckett's mind like the scenes of a vivid daydream. Emerald-colored vessels glittering in the dark. They were angular, spear-headed shaped, definitely not like the white wedge shapes of the Kalar Imperium used. Then there were the lead ship, a monstrous 4-kilometer battleship. Even the Third Frontier Fleet's battlecruiser, the Heart of Ice, came a kilometer short of the behemoth. Then the ships started to assume a combat formation.
Admiral, the Kalar ships are now on the move. Their estimated trajectory puts them in a defensive position facing the unidentified fleet.
New orders, all crew to battle stations. McGee, order the fleet to stand by at combat readiness.
Confirmed, all ships are assuming fleet readiness level 5.
Admiral, our destroyers are picking up trace strange matter readings from unknown ships, he said. Lou said. Before he could respond, Beckett's attention was taken by a new message from the Harkazar. The entire communique flicked through his mind in a matter of milliseconds. They were offering to return the human terrorists in exchange for assisting them in a fleet against the new enemy. There was even a mention of putting in a good word for the USO Security Council. Blue, any idea of the unknown ships? Beckett inquired.
Sorry, sir, but no, there isn't anything on them that we can get in our databases. The USO databases, or even the offer from the Alcazar.
Well, I'm not going to start a war with the unknown civilization for some...
Admiral, Tachyon tight beam from the unidentified battleship. Live audio request.
What?
Tachyon tight beam from the...
No, whatever. Beckett sighed. Patch the audio to the bridge. Let's open up a dialogue. First contact. This was going to be interesting. He felt the small ping in the forefront of his mind that signaled that the link was active. Ah, we're through! A female voice came from the alien end. His eyebrows shot up. It sounded human. Hello, humanity! It's been a while! The woman shouted into the comlink, causing Beckett to wince slightly. Who starts first contact like that? Hold on. Is that a human speaking? Whatever. Resolving a threat came first. Unidentified ships near Kai's 5. Please identify yourselves. Oh, crap, yeah, She started before another voice cut in. It was older, more refined, and had a faint synthetic marker of having been run through a translation software. You are currently speaking to Admiral Opal Kalani, High Queen of the Opal Brood. May I apologize for my associates' cross-language. There are warships of the Jack's Commonwealth. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? That would be Admiral Jackson Beckett of the Solar Confederation. Why are you in this system? Funnily enough, my fleet is currently on a diplomatic mission to meet your people. We would just stop to top up our hydrogen supplies. A diplomatic mission? You are aware that the system is in a border of the Kalar Imperium, Admiral Kalani. It is not within Solar Confederation territory. Couldn't you have sent a runner ship instead of an expeditionary fleet? Unfortunately, that was not a viable option, Admiral Beckett. The Jack's Commonwealth is in a state of war with the Kalar Imperium. That would explain the response from the Alcazar. This was not the scenario he hoped for earlier, but it was at least something. Okay then, out of interest, how did you learn about us? We certainly have no records about you. That would be due to the valiant actions of one of your people. You can speak up again, dear. Thanks, Opal. Sorry for earlier. I didn't mean to swear, sir, the human voice said. Your language is excused, he responded curtly, trying to absolute best to let his surprise show through his speech. Hello. My name is Miss Samantha Poway. I am Mr. Jacob Poway's daughter, if that means anything. Officially, I am an Amber Samantha Poway, Queen-elect of the Amber Brood and envoy to the Jack's Commonwealth. I see. Give me a moment, Beckett requested. His mic muted, he turned to face his commandant. Anything? Blue nods as he subconsciously filtered through the ship's databanks. Yep, Mr. Poway is our ambassador to the Zeneshi Order. He had a daughter called Samantha, missing, presumed dead, for 15 months following a pirate attack on a research vessel. Presumed dead. There is a chance, however slim, that she is the real deal. That'll have to be confirmed later. There was an armed standoff to handle. Beckett rubbed his weary eyes. A posturing empire. A new civilization appeared literally out of the black, apparently wanting to begin diplomatic talks. They seemed to like humans, at least if they were to be believed. Some genuine allies would be nice, and their intentions were noble, as they said. But the issue still stood. He needed the Kalar Imperium to stand down, and he needed his people back. If only he could run up and snatch them without having to fire a oh. With a wordless thought through his neural jack, Beckett reactivated the mic. Admiral Kalani, would it be rude to ask how the war effort is on your end? You don't have a reason to believe me, but I'd say that it's going well.
We have these hind legs on the run back home. We've started a new offensive, the alien declared proudly.
You reckon that you could kill the Kalar fleet around Esther?
You want us to show my capabilities so soon? Take me on a date first, mister.
Lou chuckled at that statement, receiving a withering gaze from Beckett in turn. Please answer seriously, Admiral Kalani, Beckett replied.
7 Alcazar ships are no match for my flagship, let alone my fleet of 15. The crews would be breathing vacuum before a minute had passed.
Well then, Opal, would you be interested in giving the hind legs a scare?
You want me to fight them?
No, I want you to scare them. Look like you're ready to go in and start something. They have been giving us some barely disguised grief for a while now. This entire time we didn't know that they had been getting beat down. Are you starting to catch what I'm going with this?
I think so, she replied impishly. What will you be doing then?
I'll say hello, say I'm staying neutral, and hint that I know what's going on. I can feed you the audio directly, if you prefer.
That sounds lovely. Accept the type beam from the Case 3 in a moment.
The audio link then abruptly ended. Lou sat forward in his chair as he processed the new data readings.
Sir, strange matter levels have spiked and... We can no longer detect the Chak's fleet, Admiral.
McGee cut in. He hadn't expected that. Nerve, get thee! Beckett stopped as a new sensor data fitted through his mind. The new type beam from Case 3. And the Chak's fleet. Hey, what?
Oh, I was right,
Lou muttered.
Instant point-to-point. Helmsman Santiago finally piped up after minutes of staying silent.
She let out a low whistle and arched an eyebrow. I'd kill to get something like that in the heart of ice. Could you imagine the bullcrap maneuvers we'd be able to pull off? Quiet, people! McGee, tight beam, he ordered. Once again, the two-way tachyon communication network interfaced. Could you tell us that you were going to teleport beforehand? That was a bit new to us. I'm contacting the Hulks now. You'll have ears and a gesture of goodwill. Some chittering sounds came from the Chak side of the exchange. The response had no translation. Lou shuddered.
What have we made contact with? Phase spiders?
Lou asked, his words communicated through the neural jack to keep it private. The crew present did not acknowledge the comment. Beckett breathed deep. A live communication request was sent to the Alcazar command on the planet. After a few tense moments, it was accepted.
Come to accept their proposal?
The Alcazar commander, Trelek, asked. The tone of his voice was seeping with confidence. Beckett couldn't help but smile as the conversation began. He relished in the thought of being able to make these warmongers squirm. I'm still thinking over, Commander Trelek. It's an intriguing offer, to say the least, but can you explain why you want us to attack them? Silence dominated the bridge for a precious number of seconds.
The Kalar, the Imperium, and several other states are at war with the Chak's monsters. They have despoiled a number of our worlds already. I would ask you to join our noble effort to drive them back to the pit from whence they came, as that is what is expected from you and any self-respecting upholder of peace in the galaxy at large.
That would be noble indeed, would it not? Beckett remarked. But why should I need to do so? Your people surely have it within your own power to destroy such, evils by themselves, easily. We are merely a minor neutral power. Why risk our lives against such a powerful new foe? Beckett responded with a feigned seriousness.
You would abandon us, Admiral,
Trelek responded. Abandon, Commander. You asked us to leave, did you not?
I had, but that scenario's changed. There is an enemy at our doorstep now. You do well to assist us.
You need assistance? Beckett questioned. There was no immediate response from the Alcazar. This war seems very unfortunate, does it not, Commander?
Indeed. It is very unfortunate. Will you aid us, Admiral?
Trelek said, the frustration now audible in his voice. At least you have only one monster against you. Any more would be disastrous. I digress, Commander. I believe my people would appreciate being back in my custody. And I think, what did you call them again? Ah, yes, the Chak's situation is bad. If only something could be done of it.
Will you assist us?
Commander Trellick reiterated. We would of course aid our allies, Commander Trellick, should you have our best intentions at heart, of course. Beckett not only subtly stated to two parties listening, although I must ask, did you wish for this war with the Jacks? Through his neural jack, Beckett sent a request for Opal to briefly send a single vessel to his fleet.
Of course not, Trellick replied. It is the mere consequence of ruthless Jack's identity that a war has occurred. I think you have delayed enough. Will you aid us?
Wordlessly, Beckett arranged the placement of his fleet, leaving a gap in his formation. With a quick flash, the Jack's cruiser appeared to fill the space. Beckett received a small notification identifying the vessel as Ardent. Aid can mean a lot of different things. I suppose you would easily prefer peace with such an aggressive civilization, if possible. Correct?
Admiral, you keep...
Trellick halted his speech as new scanner data was relayed to him. Almost as soon as the Ardent appeared amongst his ranks, it disappeared again to rejoin the Jack's fleet. Is something the matter, Commander?
Whose side are you on, human?
Trellick yelled. My own, of course, Commander. If there is apparently an issue between our peoples, we could always resolve it with the groups of diplomats, if you wish. I would hate to see something so easily resolved with words ending gunfire. Blissful quiet consumed the bridge of the Heart of Ice. Beckett reveled in the disquiet that he was stirring in the Halkazar counterpart. Oh, and by some miracle, if the Jacks would be open to peace talks, would you be open to them too? He could almost taste Trellick's fury at this point.
I will send for the Imperial Senate, Admiral. If some miracle peace with such a disgusting, soulless species as the Jacks is possible, my people would readily accept it.
That is good to hear. I'll get my own people to collect my friend's planetside, and I'll send word to the Confederation leadership. Should I get some Jack-sized chairs arranged for the talks, just in case a miracle does happen? Beckett queried. Only a resigned sigh came from Beckett's Halkazar counterpart.
Your actions have implications, Admiral. How will the USO Council see this?
As humanity brokering peace, was Beckett's curt reply. Not a bolt of plasma was fired, although there was always a chance I have misremembered. Have our people shot at each other before?
No, of course not,
Trellick said. Beckett could easily hear him grinding his teeth together as he said those words. Anyway, Commander, I will see you at the table, along with the Jack's representative, he joked. Trellick cut the communication. Well, then, that's that. Was that suitable, Opal? Beckett asked. The venerable queen responded with a chirp of affirmation.
More than I could have done. The last time the hind legs deigned to speak with us was 100 years ago. You have my sincerest gratitude for aiding us.
And you have mine for being just what I needed to win this decade-long pissing match. So, Beckett clapped his hands together. Official business, then. I'll get some ambassadors ready to meet yours. Would you mind sending us some data giving us basic rundown of who and what your people are? I'll put one together for you, too.
Done,
Opal said as she sent a pre-prepared first contact package, co-written by a certain Miss W.R.E.
I will have Shuttle prepared so that we can continue this conversation in person. I will see you later, Admiral Beckett.
And you too, High Queen Opal Kaladi. I wish to see Miss W.R.E. join us too, if that's not too much trouble.
Only if I can bring Bitey along,
Samantha declared, interrupting the ongoing dialogue. Any self-respecting queen would.
Why are you looking at me like that? I said I called you I didn't, I swear.
Beckett's brow furrowed as he tried to understand who Samantha was talking to. Who's, Bitey? The comm channel then immediately seemed to erupt into a loud clicking, chirping, and yelling. Empress, damn it! Samantha, you promised, I swear on my oath, if I'm called Bitey on official documents, I'll drag you back to Yellow Red and put you back in the bloody comm station I found you in! End of chapter.